Hey Joe, it's Folks here. Based on the title of the video, you might think that I am going to be revealing something completely secret or completely new in this video. I'm actually not. What I am going to do though is address the elephant in the room. Thoughts like, are people really buying print-on-demand products? Can you really make money from a print-on-demand store? Do designs like this really even sell? There are so many people making content about print-on-demand. Are they exaggerating the potential of it? Those are all things that people that are new to print on demand often think about, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing a piece of advice that is simple but is also something that in my opinion can help you to actually do well with a print on demand store. If you're new to my channel, make sure to check out some of the other videos here. I often make a whole bunch of them that are detailing the strategies that I use to generate a full-time income online from print on demand stores. I also have some in-depth training. There's a link down in the description. Inside of my course there's over 30 step-by-step videos showing you how to actually build out your print-on-demand store. The best part is it is completely free, so check it out. There's a link down in the description. So a lot of people view print-on-demand as a business model that we can use to make our own designs about things that interest us or things that we have fun designing for, and then we can sell them to the masses online. Essentially, we're able to create things that we like and try to sell them on our own store. If your goal is to do something like that, where you do want to build your own store and then you want to make sales on social media, in my opinion, there is something that could surprise you. This is what I am calling the sad truth about print on demand. And before I actually jump into that, I want to show you two examples of real print on demand stores that I think need to do some major improving if they ever want to make any sales. And these two stores are not ones that I want the owners of them, if they see this video, to become discouraged about. I simply want them to just take my advice and my criticisms for what it is. I am just a random guy here on the internet sharing my opinion. So at the end of the day, don't get discouraged. I'm only trying to help. This right here is our first store. It's called sellsshop.com. You can see that they've created a few different designs for people that love to skateboard. And this here is our second store. It's called mudspit.com. They describe it as rad merch for rad individuals. On the skate shop, what I think their major issue that they've done here is they've simply just made some of the most basic designs that you could find on the internet. They've essentially just written the word skate on a few different pieces of apparel and accessories and thrown them out into the world. And unfortunately, they are not alone. I have seen stores just like that over and over and over again. Inside of my print-on-demand Facebook group, there was over 60,000 print-on-demand store owners, and I see stuff like that nearly every day. This store here has made a similar mistake, but one that is sometimes a little bit harder to come back from. What I mean is they've basically created random designs. They've sort of just created things that might look cool, or might have some abstract designs inside of them, or random quotes mixed with some graphics on different products, and then they've just tried to create as many different things as they could. And what you end up with is a store that seems like it's a little bit all over the place because it doesn't have a specific theme. And both of those stores are essentially prime examples of what most people do with their print-on-demand store, because they don't understand what the sad truth about this business model is. The sad truth is that what we are doing, especially when our goal is to create a store and sell the products on social media, which is my recommended strategy, by the way. I have a free course linked down in the description that will show you how to get started. The sad truth is that we need to make tacky, niche-specific designs for people to buy on an impulse. We want to create things that actually represent specific niches and are not just super abstract like this. And even if we do choose a niche like this here, we want to make sure that we are creating a design that is more than just a word on a shirt, because in most cases, people have seen stuff like that over and over before on the internet. We need to create things that are not generic or plain. We need to create things that as they're scrolling through social media, they will be stopped in their tracks. Imagine someone in your audience scrolling on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever social media platform you plan to promote your products on. Is what you have something that is going to actually get them to stop what they are doing and come to your store and make a purchase? If your store is selling things like this here, I think you might have a tough time doing that. And basically what I'm saying is the sad truth about print on demand is that we need to create tacky niche designs. I'm going to show you some examples of stores that are doing a phenomenal job at doing this. But before we do that, please know when I use the word tacky, I am not not using it in a negative way. What I'm more so saying is that we want to create designs that are sort of over the top, or maybe a caricature of the niche that we are trying to sell to. Contrast that with this here, where essentially they are trying to create a line of clothing inside of the skate niche, and they've just done some very subtle designs, but they've also made themselves not that unique. Take a look at this store here. As you scroll through, you can see that their designs are quite tacky, but not tacky in a bad way. This store has likely done millions of dollars in sales by creating designs that are over the top, that are caricatures of the niche, and are at sometimes a little bit tacky. A really great example of something that I mean by that is these different garden signs here. When I'm saying tacky, right, what I'm not saying is something that is corny or something that is, not very nice, but what I'm saying is something that is over the top, something that is in your face, something that is unique and not just, very simple. Something like this here is a perfect example of what I am talking about. Instead of creating, a really basic shirt or a hoodie with a silly quote about gardening on it, what you should do instead is choose a product like this that someone that has a garden actually has use for, because they can hang this outside of their garden, and then you create a design that is tacky and that is over the top and is something that allows them to really get excited about the niche. And like I said, that is the sad truth. If your hope is to do stuff like this, the store that we just looked at is running tons of different promotions on Instagram and on Facebook, and they're likely doing an amazing job, because as people are scrolling those platforms and they're seeing stuff like this here, it is appealing to them in a way that is a little bit different from what they normally see when they go to the store, or when they're just, browsing their favorite brands such as Nike or Under Armour. They're seeing designs that are made specifically for them based on a niche that they truly love. Here's another example for you. This store here is called airporttag.com. I've shown it several times here on the channel. They describe themselves as the world's leading aviation and travel store. They've got over 7,000 five-star reviews, which means they've made tons of sales, because obviously if they have 7,000 reviews, they probably have double the amount of sales. And basically what they do is create tacky niche designs for people that love to travel. I mean, can you imagine someone who really loves to travel, maybe even someone who works on an airplane or something like that, coming across bedspreads like these while they are on social media? This is exactly what I mean when I say to create something that is tacky but niche specific. And you can see here on their Instagram, they have almost 150,000 followers, and you can see even more examples of what I am talking about when it comes to creating a tacky niche specific design. Take a look at this suitcase cover here that they have. This is a tacky design. When I say tacky, I don't mean bad. I just mean creating something like this here, this rug showing an airplane kind of going all over the place as a design. Creating something that is one of a kind for your audience, compared to doing something like this here, which in most cases your customers are going to perceive as boring or as something that they have seen in the past. When you're creating your store, your number one goal is to create a print-on-demand design for your niche that appeals to them and gets them to make an impulse purchase. That is, if your goal is to build yourself a store and begin making sales through social media. That's ultimately what I have been able to do with print-on-demand since 2016, and that's what I've helped others to do as well. Like I said, if you want to check out my course, there is a link down in the description. It is completely free. Has over 30 step-by-step videos inside of it that show you the process to build out your print-on-demand store and to get started creating tacky, niche-specific designs. Check it out. There's a link down in the description. Either way, I hope that this video doesn't discourage you. If you're someone that may have started on a print-on-demand store, that now that you're hearing this video, you might be second-guessing. What I hope that it does is helps you to understand what you need to do in order to succeed. And if that means actually changing something that you've already done, then sometimes that unfortunately could be something that you need to do. Now, if you want to check out the POD Ninjas Facebook group, there's a link for that in the description as well. If you wanted to join that group and actually share your store into the group and get some feedback, there are so many people inside of there that would be willing to help. We just crossed 61,000 members inside of that group, so check that out as well. Either way, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.